Today's the vernal equinox. Immutable, changeable, feminine, virginal, Virgo energy is on my mind today. And I would like to dive deeper into Virgonian energy here today. And to start off, I would like to do a brief discussion about what virginity actually means. Because I think we got the definition twisted here in modern times. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the origin. Let's go back to the roots of what virgin actually means. I know a lot of us today are taught that virgin means someone who has never had sexual relations with the, opposite sex. Meaning a woman who's never laid with a man. That's a virgin, right? We think that's a woman who still has her virginity intact. But that was not the case when the word virgin came into being. Virgin actually means a woman or a gentleman who is whole within themselves. It meant that the person was free and not owned by any man or any woman, not a possession, but someone who is self-possessed, okay? That means a person who doesn't belong to anyone but their own self, someone who is self-sufficient, self-reliant, whole, person who is whole within themselves. That's what virgin actually means. And so, unfortunately, I think in modern times, when people think of Virgos when it comes to like romantic relationships or intimate relationships with others, the stereotype of them being chaste and having difficulty expressing their feelings and their emotions in a physical, sensual sense is often misinterpreted. Oh, don't get it twisted. They are willing to engage in the act of intimacy. It's just they have preference and they have discernment and they're able and capable to say, no, I ain't feeling that energy. I don't want to combine my energy with this individual's energy because I have discernment. I have wisdom and discernment. And discernment, let's just make sure we really understand what discernment means. Discernment means the ability to have an understanding of your options, of your choices, and to be able to make a decision accordingly based off of the information that you analyzed that you were able to review, based off of being able to take a look at your options, take a look at what's presenting itself, and then having the wisdom to know, okay, this I'm willing to keep, and this I am willing to dismiss. Being able to, once again, sort out what's useful, what's applicable, what's valuable, from what is not conducive to improvement, because Virgos are very much about that self-improvement energy, that getting better day by day in every way. They're getting better and better, and they have the discernment to know that there are some things that they may have to cut off or say no to in order to continue their evolution of growth and improvement. So I touched on the virgin aspect. There's something else that I feel is very important for individuals who resonate with Virgo energy, who has that energy signature within their natal charts to know. And I'm talking from personal experience as my mother is a Virgo. I have a Virgo moon in tropical Western astrology. My children are Virgo risings. Two children out of three of my children are Virgo ascendants. My brother's a Virgo. I have a lot of Virgo friends, okay? It's important for Virgos to encourage themselves, to speak affirmations over themselves and over their life circumstances, over their lives. That inner dialogue, because Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury is the communicator who also rules over the masculine air sign of Gemini. I feel like Gemini is more of the outward expression of mercurial energy, that outward communication and interactions with others, like in our environment, in our neighborhood, our family members, with our siblings. Whereas Virgo, because it's the darker, feminine, internal expression of mercurial energy, a lot of the dialogues and the communication that is taking place with people with a Virgo energy signature is internal. It's that inner voice. It's that inner dialogue. It's that inner conversation that's running in the background of our subconscious and unconscious mind, right? And for Virgos specifically, all of us can benefit from this information. But I think it's very imperative for Virgos to get this lesson, is to make sure that your inner dialogue is beneficial, is uplifting, is encouraging, is productive, is loving, is compassionate. Show yourself compassion. Virgos are like the helpers of the zodiac, so we hear, and so they are. That's how they manifest. They like to help. They like to be of aid to society. They love to be of aid to humanity. And I'm saying to show a little bit of loving and helping and compassion to yourself by speaking highly of yourself, by thinking highly of yourself, by building your confidence up and your self-esteem up, and knowing that you are good enough, knowing that you are valuable and you are worthy exactly the way you are. And we know you're not going to stay exactly the way you are. You're constantly improving and you're constantly growing. Maybe that can be an affirmation and a mantra that Virgos can adopt, is that every day in every way I am getting better and better. I'm growing, I'm improving, I'm becoming more and more beautiful, more loving, more understanding, okay? It's important for Virgos to get control over the conversations that's running in the background of their mind and shift it to something that's conducive and helpful for them to feel nurtured from within, to feel encouraged from within, to feel uplifted from within, to feel supported, like to give yourself support by nurturing yourself through your thoughts and through your words. Because Virgo, being ruled by Mercury, also has the power of words, the power of speech, the power of verbalizing and creating through verbalizing, through speaking things into existence. And so I'm saying to gain conscious control over what it is that you're talking about, over what it is that you're speaking about, especially when you're speaking over yourself or speaking life into yourself. You understand? A lot of astrologers will say that Virgos are critical. I add on thinkers. You're critical thinkers. And I know that a lot of times astrologers will associate perfection, with the zodiac sign of Virgo, saying that they want everything to be perfect. And I don't think that's true. I think Virgos strive for improvement, not necessarily perfection, but improvement. They're striving to make things better, not necessarily perfect, but better, to get the most use, the most benefit, the most Effective is a good word for Virgo. They're wanting to use whatever tools, whatever practical tools that they have access to, whatever practical resources that they have access to. They want to take it to the maximum, to its maximum capacity. They want to use it to the best of its ability. That's not necessarily perfection. That's just a constant inner drive and inner desire for improvement. And so once you get your inner dialogue and your inner conversation, the words that you speak, once that comes into alignment with that, not putting yourself down, but lifting yourself up. Wow, I did the best that I could possibly do today, and that is enough. That is sufficient. Wow, I can see my growth. I can see my improvement. I can see how I'm getting better. I can see where I have evolved, right? Thinking and speaking like that, I feel, is uh, more nurturing to the spirit and to the soul of people who resonate with the Virgo energy signature, you see? And that's a game changer. If you could take this away from the video, is to make sure that you know what version means. It doesn't mean that you're just chaste and that you ain't got love for nobody, ain't nobody got love for you, or that you're not able to be intimate. No, it means that you can be intimate while still maintaining your dignity and your sense of self. You can become intimate with someone while still maintaining your wholeness. You see what I mean? While still maintaining your inner authority. And then as far as one of your lessons is to learn how to show that compassion to your own self, to show that love and that helping and kind energy, that serving energy to yourself by speaking and thinking thoughts that are supportive to yourself, and not critiquing yourself in a negative light, seeing where your improvements can be made, but also being grateful for how far you have come, being grateful for how you have already improved, and remember to reflect on, okay, this is how far, this is where I started at, this is where I am today. Sometimes I think it's good for Virgos to do a self-assessment and to analyze their own growth and their own evolution, and you'll see, like, wow, I am making improvements, I am steadily growing, I am steadily advancing over time. You'll see it because you're naturally inclined towards improving and towards, I feel like I'm being repetitive, but these are key words that I really think are in alignment with the energy signature of Virgo. Sometimes if you just sit back and you take a self-assessment over your life and see how far you have come, that right there is worthy of praise. Tap into a little bit of that Leo energy that came before you and boost your confidence up. But it's an inside job. Virgos are able to boost their own confidence up by their inner dialogue and their thoughts, the thoughts that they think about themselves. And so if you're going to say anything about yourself, or if you're going to think anything about yourself, make it good, make it beautiful. Make it, say something about yourself that highlights your strengths. See your strengths. Focus on your strengths. I hope that really resonated and that you'll really take that to heart. Encourage yourself. It was a gospel song back in the day. And the name of the song was Encourage Yourself. And sometimes I really feel as though Virgos, that song is like for us. We need to encourage our own self. Pat your own self on the back. Man, I'm doing a great job. All things considered, I'm doing marvelous. You see what I mean? Start thinking and speaking, even if it didn't go how you thought it may have, because we like to stick to the plan. We like to stick to the script. But even if things don't go exactly how we thought it would, or exactly how we laid it out, Still give yourself credit, because we know you got a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. We know you got a contingency plan, Virgo, and you know you got a contingency plan too. It's like, give yourself credit where credit is due. Lift yourself up, and remember to concentrate and focus more and key in more on your strengths. And know that it's not a big deal. Your weaknesses are going to be improved and refined over time. But remember to give yourself credit for how far you have already come. And with that, I'm going to sign in, out, above, beyond, below, beneath, underground, all around, uptown, downtown, midtown. Here, there, anywhere, everywhere, nowhere. Past, present, future, now. I'm out.